Hey class, how you guys doing? Welcome to Module 5. Oh wow, you believe it? Module 5 already. This class is flying by, isn't it? You guys are doing great. Really, really good stuff here. I think we're getting some really, really great responses in our discussion boards and response posts. So keep up the great job there. Seriously, guys, that's very good stuff. So I'd love to see you keep that up. All right, where are we and where are we going? Well, here we are. We're beginning Module 5, which means Module 4, by the time you view this video, will have been complete, meaning that your three icons assignment digital final will have been submitted. Also, during week 4, we introduced our second assignment for the course, and that is our team symbol assignment. So here we are. I'm right here. I'm in the course syllabus. So I'm just going to jump to the third page so we can kind of get a roadmap of where we're at. So this is week 5, right? This is week 5. So and I just follow me on this, but week 3, we assigned the final digital mock-up for the three icons. That's due the end of week 4, right? So that's due the end of this week. This week, we introduced the team symbol, which means that's due at the end of week 5. So team symbol concept development is due at the end of week 5, the end of this coming week. In the meantime, we've got digital rough for our team symbol that is due at the end of week 6. And then, of course, our team symbol final mockup due at the end of week 7. Okay. Any questions at all, guys? Please let me know. I know it's a little bit confusing at times because we give an assignment in one week and we ask that it's submitted at the end of the following week. So it gets a little bit confusing. But if you have any questions on scheduling, please just let me know. I'll be glad to clarify anything. And also be sure to take a look at the very bottom of every module agenda lecture for the due dates and what's exactly due. Everything that's due is covered in the module lecture. So with that said, let's go ahead and jump right into module 5 agenda. Let's see what we have going on. So by review, we've looked at icons. We're looking at symbols. This week, we're going to look at this relationship between symbols and the understanding and development and communication of symbols and its relationship to logo development. Now, guys, if you have been reading through the class and paying attention and you have figured this out by now, you have said to yourself at one point, you've said, hey, wait a second, I'm starting to see a relationship between iconography, symbology, and the development of logos. And you are exactly right. And as designers, that's why we study sign and symbol as well as icon, in order to learn this visual shorthand, to use it to create things like logos that speak in a visual shorthand language. So this is a nice presentation, vital tips on using symbols in logo design. There's some really great stuff here. Highly recommend reading through that. Then we have shapes are the foundation. And we talk about shapes again, guys, and we're looking at these shapes, trying to find some sort of inherent meaning in shapes, okay? So a lot of times inherent meaning in visual communication has to do with, believe it or not, has to do with life in the wild and survival. And if you think about it, it makes sense. If you have a blank page with a diagonal line, that line displays more movement and seems to have more propensity for movement than a line with just a horizontal line, right? And the reason, think about a ladder sitting on, and again, think about survival. A ladder sitting on the ground flat like that isn't prone to move. You can't really get hurt on it. So therefore, it indicates stability, safety, and stationary. So we take that same line and move it on an angle. Now all of a sudden, this thing has a propensity to move. It's got direction. It's got depth. It's well, not necessarily depth, but it's implying direction, and it's giving a direct direction. Now it's got movement. So all of a sudden, if you take a look at the ladder example, a ladder that sits on a wall like this has a lot more of a chance of moving or falling than one sitting like this. Therefore, a diagonal line in a composition indicates more danger, more movement, more immediacy. Basically, just more activity, right? And that makes sense. Conversely, anything with a point, okay, so if you have these, see these sharp points right here? Those points sometimes can come into play in visual communication. For example, this would not be a good logo for a dentist. Why? Because we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 very, very sharp points. You don't want to make a mental association with sharp points and the dentist. Therefore, you subconsciously, your mind is going to see danger or pain associated when a logo like this with sharp points would be applied to something like a dentist, okay? Hope that makes sense, guys. It's a critical concept and one I think is very important for you to understand. If you don't get it, what I'm saying right now, let it sink in. If you don't get it, let me know and I'll clarify because it's as critical. Okay, moving forward, and just take a look at the communicating ideas with shapes and symbols, and take a look at each one of these and think about it for a second, because this stuff is starting to kick in with you guys. I can tell. FedEx logo. Not a fan, guys. Not a fan. Let me tell you why. Everybody says, oh, the FedEx logo with its secret hidden arrow that's pointing forward, right? Well, that's all great, but what happens if I'm looking at a FedEx truck from, I mean, it's great if it's the passenger side of the truck, right? If it's the passenger side of the truck drives by, yeah, the arrow is pointing forward, all is great, right? But if I look at a FedEx truck driving by and the logo is on the driver's side, all of a sudden the logo is pointing backwards. So I never really got, I mean, it's a cool idea. It's a clever little, probably a happy accident based on negative space. But I don't think the FedEx logo deserves all the hype it gets. And for that reason, you simply turn it around and the forward direction is no longer there. Okay, I hope that makes sense. And for those of you who love this logo, I'm not trashing it at all. I'm merely just giving my opinions. These are great logos, great descriptions. Take a look at these. Okay, all the way down, take a look at all of these. There's really, really some great descriptions and explanations and how we use symbology to create logos. Attendance question, take a look at that. Of course, you guys are doing great in that. Note, guys, we got a discussion board this week, and it's 4 points too, so that means you have to reply. But anyways, what you're gonna do in this discussion board is you're gonna post your 2-page PDF for the final digital mock-up of the 3 icons. So your final mounted 2-page digital final for the 3 icons assignment, you're gonna post it here, okay? And no later than Wednesday now. And then you're going to comment on at least 2 of your classmates' posts, include general observations, describe what is working, what is not working, and provide detailed suggestions for improvement. Remember our critique discussion, guys, right? So be thorough in your critiques. Don't just say, hey, I think that's cool, or hey, that looks great, or I like the color. Describe everything. Talk about what you mean. All right. Tell us why you like the color. Tell us why this icon is working. If you don't think it's working, tell it why it's not working. If you think it's working, but it could work better in a different color, by all means, have at it. Okay. Learning objectives, grading criteria, module agenda, assignment 5, team symbol, digital rough. This should be self-explanatory, guys. It's the second phase of our team symbol assignment. So phase 1 should have been submitted by the time you take a look at this, and you will be looking at the digital rough stage, which is due at the end of module 6. Again, any questions on this, and please let me know. I'll be glad to clarify. All right, guys, that's what I have for week 5. Again, everybody's doing fantastic. Yeah, everyone's doing great. And I was trying to think about something I wanted to say about discussion board, but I think that you guys are doing well. I mean, there's some good stuff going on in discussion board. Remember, guys, if somebody responds, and including me, I mean, if somebody responds to your post, give them the courtesy of at least acknowledging their response. Okay, so at least give a thanks, or better yet, give your reactions to their response. Okay, that's the way we keep discussion board engaged and interesting. Okay, all right, guys, fantastic. I will see you guys this week. Again, questions, comments, concerns, clarifications, any of the above, please get with me as soon as possible. Thank you very much.